Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about the violet flame. So the title of this video is The Power of the Violet Flame Burns Brightly. So what exactly is the violet flame? It's an invisible spiritual energy that is imagined as violet. It's even received by clairvoyants as violet in color. It vitalizes us, it invigorates us, along with other type of spiritual benefits and properties. It heals us emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Some people actually invoke the violet flame in the morning, and it just seems to make their lives and days go smoother. I guess the main thing that it does is it can really transform negative energy into positive energy. So therefore, it is excellent at clearing out rooms and buildings prior to any type of spiritual work or ritual that one might want to do. It, as a feeling, as it can make you feel more buoyant, more alive, more, I guess, spiritual in your daily activities. Now, what exactly is the violet flame, though? We just talked briefly about what it does. The violet flame is one of the 7 rays of God. It has a specific color and frequency of the God consciousness and is the highest level. It was discovered by Guy and Edna Ballard from the I Am movement. Its teachings recently are reflected in Mark and Elizabeth Prophet's work. They have a Violet Flame book you can certainly look into. They also have done other works, prolific authors, things having to do with Ascended Masters, alchemy, the higher self, and that sort of thing. So you can check it on Amazon. They have quite a few books that they've written. Now, the teachings of the Violet Flame are supposedly channeled by an entity named Saint Germain, and Saint Germain is not a Catholic saint. I guess you can think of him as a kind of a New Age saint who's here to supposedly liberate us from all the obstacles and things that occur in our physical world. Through things we can kind of release ourselves from emotional pain and psychological distress. So how would one actually go about using the violet flame? So the first thing that should happen is that invoke the Archangel Michael for protection. At that point, you would surround yourself with blue and white light as added protection. Why the protection if this is such a high vibratory energy? Is the reason why it is said to do that is because anytime that you evoke light, darkness follows. And I've even seen in people that have followed spiritual paths, even of a friend of mine who was on the path to become a priest, how all of a sudden a lot of obstacles and bad luck and things happen. So I believe that is definitely something that is a manifestation. Second, after you get your protection, and I do this in some of my spiritual work too, I do it, invoking guides and things like that. So your second step would be to evoke Saint Germain to assist you in the invocation of the violet light, the violet fire. Third step is to imagine the violet flame surrounding you and penetrating you, almost kind of like in an oval. So you can do this. You can do it that way where it kind of comes in and penetrates you, or you can do the sphere where it actually is surrounding you and swirling you, and with that it's taking all of the negativity in your energy field, just because it can clear rooms, it can clear your aura of psychic debris and other things like that. So the swirling is something that I find to be particularly helpful, just because of the movement. It isn't just something static, but you can, in your mind's eye, you can imagine the violet flame moving in that way. And it's taking, almost like a tornado, taking things and transforming them. The next thing would be the giving of the decrees. And these decrees there's one that is credited to Saint Germain, and it says, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. So I am the being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. Now there are other decrees that you can use, and you can certainly come up with your own, but that one, it sticks in my mind, and it's particularly compelling to me, so I use that one. So what else can it do, the violet flame? One of the things it can do is, if you have memories from the past, you can try to project the violet fire, the violet flame, and to transform the negative charge around those memories. Again, you can clear areas, rooms for your work. You can release even, people try to release some of their karmic memories, try to transform themselves from their memories from the past. So my personal experience with it is, because of course I like verification for things, so I can certainly go back and try to send violet fire into the past and transform karma and things like that. But I like to see, when I'm doing work, what is it actually doing for me in the moment. I find that I've done it in the morning and I've done it in the evening before I go to bed. If you're somebody who has a little bit of difficulty going to sleep, I would encourage you to at least try this and see how it works out. I've done the violet fire where it is actually, again, swirling. Some people, again, do the sphere without the swirling. Find out what works for you. And by doing that for just 5 minutes, I could feel a lot of things release from the day. Bad experiences or emotional reactions to bad experiences. Of course, that's, because bad experience is an interpretation of maybe an event that happened that day. But I'm able to release a lot of tension and distress and emotional pain. See, when we're going through our daily lives, we may be at work or in some type of situation where we can't release that because we experience something, and then in the moment we just need to kind of hold it in until we can take care of ourselves. We can't always just, bust out and yell at people at the workplace or cry or do whatever it is to release that energy. So when if you have some of that kind of still on your mind, your heart, and your energy field, then a good way to take care of yourself is to do that after you get home. So when I go to bed and I do the violet flame, it kind of takes care of that whole process for me, and I find that it actually helps me sleep better. So if you have a nighttime ritual where you do a little meditation, prayer, you might want to include this in and see how it goes for you. And that's basically it for the violet flame. I just want to kind of give you a brief video. You can certainly look more into this. I can't tell you that there's a lot of information on the violet flame, but it's definitely worthy of a look-see. So please subscribe and like. Thank you for listening to this video. I will see you in a future video. Thanks so much.